What is up, my Little Deinos? Vepsis, CEO coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for the UBL Season 7 Week 2 battle when I go up against AutoMatthic and his team being the Nijmegen Nuzleafs. He is actually a good friend of ours, somebody we have known over 6 years in the community, and he's the creator of the Draft League website in itself. And last time that I think I got to play him in Wi-Fi scene was actually here in UBL Season 5 finals, it may have been. It was the first finals we won in this generation in the UBL, and ever since then I don't think we had the chance to play him again. So it's gonna be cool to see how it's gonna be turning out after those years have gone by in this Generation 8. He has been a consistent playoff performer, what I've been able to tell throughout this gen. So he's definitely gonna be a tough opponent to go up against in that regard. And his roster you can see above my face cam, just like my own, and he had a very solid draft what he was able to put together for this season, and that's something not out of the ordinary. I think his biggest strength as a draft league player has always been his drafting, especially lately. I think he has gotten better at it where he started with his skill level all those years ago, but regardless, I digress from that, and let's talk about the team in itself that I'm gonna be bringing. If you wanna skip this part of the video, the timestamp should be popping right about now on your screen in front of the Tapu Koko, so if you wanna skip this part, feel free to do so. But for those that want to see what I'm bringing, let's just jump into it. We are starting this with Air Balloon Tapu Koko, with Electric Surge of course, with Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Crash Knot and U-Turn. This is going to be one of my Air Balloons users, because you're gonna see my team is actually going to be entirely grounded. And I want to bait AutoMatthic to think that his choice scarf MAMOSWINE is free to click Earthquake only early on in the game when he gets the chance to bring it in. And as long as I have my air balloon intact on this guy and the next member of the team, I can take advantage of it. Especially with Coco's case, it's there to take advantage of, gain the initiative back in my favor during the battle, and I can progress from there. And the next member of our team is going to be my winning condition, just like week 1, but this time around I have a even better thing than back then, that this thing can do it for me. And just like last week, we are running air balloon on it, and the idea from it is that the air balloon, I'm basically fully expecting the MAMOSWINE to be choice scarf versus me, due to the fact that my offense would outpace it naturally and be able to kill it for the most part if he's not choice scarf himself. And I know from week 1 battle, when he played against Razor, he wanted to bring a choice scarf MAMOSWINE versus team with Serra Aura. So I would imagine he does the same thing, and because of that, once I'm able to get this thing in freely on him or lock himself into Earthquake or Icicle Crash even, I can freely Shell Smash up, and his team doesn't like dealing with Liquidation, Poison Jab and Crush Knot. The Whimsical potential, if he brings it with Encore, could be a stoppage because I have to react and kill it appropriately. Probably immediately click Poison Jab instead of trying to set up on the first attempt. And the Quagsire I fully expect to come, more so being a fire resist with for my Victini, but also having Rindoberry as its item, so I have to be able to pick it off and proceed from there if possible. Sorry that I know if you can tell, I'm feeling really under the weather all of a sudden, like during this evening as we are gonna be playing, so hopefully I can kind of muscle through this. I don't know what's up with me right now because of that. Before the battle I need to make sure that I'm ready to go, but regardless of that, let's just move on. Hopefully I can muscle through this and I can go to bed and things get better for me by tomorrow morning. But we are continuing this with bringing our Victini with heavy duty boots, and you saw the moveset, which is gonna be V-Crit, Bolt Strike, Crash Knot and Laser Focus. You're gonna be noticing I have a lot of crash coverage, cause not only for MAMOSWINE, but I really wanna make sure that the Barbarico can work as a winning condition, and I need to pop its Rindoberry or just get rid of it entirely to make it easier for myself to make the Barbarico sweep. I have Laser Focus just there to give me that extra power push to bypass things like Iron Defense Resisteel, because with a guaranteed crit that I get with the next turn after going for Laser Focus, if I go like laser focus into weak create, I will OHKO the resistive regardless of the fact if it's either defending up in front of me or not. The only thing that would save him and at that front would be that if he has Okaberry on it, but we'll see from that if that's gonna occur in the battle in itself. The other thing I worried about a little bit was Licky Tongue. If he had whatever reason happens to bring it, that's a lot less likely to be a thing. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even expect myself to need my 4th move on my Victini throughout the battle. I expect it to be the first 3 moves that I'm clicking mostly with this. And this could be potential also a lead depending on what things he's gonna be bringing versus me tonight. And then the next member of our team is going to be my Yachiberry, fully physically defensive Rose Raid. And we are going to be running Crash Nut, Slot Bomb, Spikes and Synthesis. This is there to soft check the Urshifu Rapid Strike. The single strike is not allowed, which is the dog fighting type. That thing is way too strong for draft league metagame to be allowed in Galarian decks. But he does have the water version of it. And for that thing, I had the option to think about like Rocky Helmet and even Poison Point as my ability, but I do think AutoMatthic will bring him, or bring his Urshifu as a protective pass most likely. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not kind of putting myself in a position that I'm making those items and abilities useless for me. So I opted to go with Nature Q to get rid of the status's potential. Yachiberry is nice because it gives me a better chance to leave a Ice Punch from it. And at a decent amount of health, I can actually leave a Choice Scarf MAMOSWINE's Icicle Crash as well. And kill it with a Crash Nut, if that's even necessary. I don't know if I need to get rid of the MAMOSWINE because it's my setup fodder for Barbarical. But of the chance, let's say in the later on the battle, the MAMOSWINE still lives, Barbarical came out short for whatever reason, there might be a scenario that I need this tech with the Yachiberry to get rid of the MAMOSWINE, so Tapu Koko, for example, can win at the late. That's basically the idea from there. Then we are running a 4 attacks meta cross with Assault Vest, fully special defensive with Meteor Mass, Bullet Punch, Earthquake and Crash Nut. This is there just to be a normal resist versus a Porygon C and a flying resist to Taunt T. A mod that I don't expect to last too long, but it's still important nonetheless to be able to use early on the battle until my game plan offensively starts to kick in with the Barbarical. And this is another thing that naturally should lure in the Quagsire if it does come. So this gives me opportunity yet again with the Crash coverage to be able to get rid of its Rindoberry or kill it entirely as a whole. As I've been saying that how important that would be my late game scenario to be able to win this battle. And other than that, not too much special from there. I didn't need my Psychic Stab because it would have only hit the Urshifu, but I already hit it with Crash Nut well enough, so I don't think I'm gonna be hopefully missing my Psychic Stab during this battle as itself. And then we are bringing I guess the latest version of a mod with a Rest Sleep Talk, and that is going to be the Credent, called after Jack / Gravy, who tends to use this, which is the Citrus Berry Cheek Pouch set with the Body Slam, Super Fang and the Rest Sleep Talk. Now I know I have Coco on my roster, so it's usually very counterproductive to slap the Rest Sleep Talks, but on this scenario I don't expect the Coco to be around always to set up the terrain, so I think it's still nice to have the option of having Rest and Sleep Talk. Like, I don't expect the electric terrain to be on almost every single turn to make this set completely useless with the last 2 moves, and the fact that he doesn't have a Ghost type and the fact that Super Fang looks really good to weaken down his team in a range of my Barbarical sweeping or my Tapu Koko even able to open up the door to be the second winning condition. Essentially just able to Super Fang things down, getting spikes out with Rose Raid and start kicking in my offensive game plan seems so appealing. And this is somewhat like mixed defensive, more so physically defensive, because if it's a Choice Scarf MAMOSWINE, I actually avoid being 3-8 KO'd from it, and especially if I have Citrus Berry intact, then I'm very good switching to it and I can gain my health back at 50% of health all the way to 100% of health. So that's going to be the team, and I'm gonna stop it from here, take a breather. Hopefully I feel a little bit better going to the battle, because I do think my Discord is showing that I would think that's from AutoMatthic that he's ready to go. So stay tuned, hopefully I feel a little bit better and we get this battle going. Alright, here we are with the battle with AutoMatthic. Let's see what C6 he's gonna be bringing. I feel like I have a good idea what 5 he brings, but the 6th one is out of a little... Okay, there's a little differences there, okay. So we see 20, Electivire, Quagsire, Drapion. So I expect the Quagsire to be physically defensive. Drapion I think is gonna be Assault Vest actually. Now looking at his 6, cause he didn't bring resist still. I could see even Electivire to be Scuffer as well. But I'm pretty confident I'm gonna use Victini as a lead, cause I wanna lead well versus something like a Electivire or Porygon C especially, cause if it's gonna be choice specs, it's gonna be really hard for me to deal with. But if I'm leading with Victini, I can immediately force it out, and he's very weak to spikes, which I like. He's gonna be looking at my team to think that it's completely grounded, but my 2 air balloons will help me out. The good thing about it is that I don't see Whimsicott, so it means that I only need to worry about the Quagsire to be popped out with the Rindo Berry and weaken it down. So my Barbarico is looking good to be able to win this game, as long as I condition it properly in front of a choice MAMOSWINE. The Quagsire we have weakened enough. He leads with the Big Burp, which is the Tornado Therian, as I lead with my Victini. Now I don't expect him to stay in here, if I'm completely honest. So I kinda wanna just Grass Knot turn 1. I don't see a world where he stays in, cause I could kill this Tornadoes turn 1. So I'm making aggressive play turn 1, expect him to swap out into his Quagsire. He could also go into Drapion, which would be a little annoying, but I feel like the Quagsire is the likely thing to swap into this, because what else is gonna be really... Yeah, he does go for the U-turn. Hopefully we get to see the Quagsire in front of us. Sorry that if my commentary is a little bit rough, cause it's gonna be very late on my time to record, so I cannot be really loud. And if you watch my Teambuilder, I'm really, whatever reason, I'm a little under the weather. And I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I'm trying to catch my breath wherever I can. He goes into the Drapion. Okay, I'm surprised by this play. And that did quite literally nothing to the Drapion. So the prediction didn't completely come in play. But on this case, he's gonna be clicking Knockout, which is a little annoying, but I think my Credent is the best choice to swap into this. And I have to see this damage, what he's gonna be doing to me. He didn't also bring the Urshifu, I'm just noticing. He does go for the Knockout at 127 to 78. 227, 178. Wanna see from this damage output. He did 49 to me. Yeah, that looks very minorly invested, if barely invested Drapion. Which means that I can Super Fang here for free. He does go for the Poison Jab. I don't mind this because I have Red Sleep Talk. And I do go for the Super Fang, and we managed to land it, and this is big. This is really big that I'm able to get this off, and he doesn't have his fighting type to be pro, so he's gonna be having annoying time to break this. Cause now the best way for him to break this would be like a Choice Specs Porygon C that has to pretty much go for a Tri-Attack, which means that it gives me my Metagross in for free. Annoyingly enough, we have a little bit of connection issues apparently, so we have to kind of wait and see whenever we get this going. But yeah, turn 1 wise. Okay, we are having connection issues. That's slightly annoying. We have to come back to this. I'm gonna be asking him if he can do in a different server, because we are using a different one that I'm accustomed to. And I never had issues with that before, so I'll be coming back. Let's see if we can get this sorted. Alright, we are back where we are supposed to be. We had to go through 2 different servers and now the 3rd one is actually working properly. I'm gonna be going for the Super Fang again. And I'm gonna be keep weakening him down. He's gonna be trying to think he can keep weakening me down as well. Because he got rid of my citrus berry. But that's not actually the case here. I will go for the body slam. And next turn I can rest. Yep. Oh, we do manage to kill it right away like this, so that's also fine. I can still rest up on Quagsire if I need to. But it was able to eliminate the Trapear, which is a big deal for me. Because that was one of his best switching to Rose Raid. It was one of his best pivots around the Victini that he utilized earlier. And I do expect it was actually a Assault Vest now looking at it. But here, we'll see what he goes into. He has like literally all 4 offensive monsters that he brought, like Tornadus, Electivire, PC, and MAMOSWINE that are fine to revenge skill me. It's just a matter of which one he opts to be the best one. Okay, he goes into this. I still want to keep this as a sack, so I'll just go into my Metacross on this. And make sure that if this tries to set up, I can immediately respond to it. So we withdraw our Credent for now. Go into our Metacross. Let's see what he goes for. He does go for the Tri-Attack. Let's see how much is he doing to me. It is not doing a whole lot. It is not doing a whole lot. Is he Scarf then on this potentially? That did 155. 187, 155. 155. 32. He looks to be like Modest or Silk Scarf. Either way, I think I'm good to go for a Meteor Mass here. Oh, I'll go for the Krasnod. Expect the Quagsire coming in. Let's see that Quagsire. There comes the Quagsire. Let's pop up that Rindo Berry finally. Yep, there's the Rindo Berry. Let's see if you're physically or especially defensive with this. That did a lot. That did a lot through the Rindo Berry. Yeah, that looks to be... I think without the Rindo Berry I actually OHKO it. So I'm fine going for it again. He does withdraw. And goes into the Electivire. This is fine, I'll take my damage on the Electivire too. Yep, that's good damage to the Electivire in itself. I expected to click Earthquake here. So I could go into my physical defensive Rose Red, which can swap into it decently, and I don't need it for Urshifu, obviously. As he does go for the Earthquake. Let's see how much this is doing to me. Yeah, it's not doing a whole lot, and I have Yahtzee Berry for potential Ice Punch. So, do I prioritize hazards here? I don't think I will need hazards any longer. So I'm gonna prioritize the damage on this and go for Sludge Bomb. This will also hit the Tornadoes on a switching if needed to. He could also have a Fire move for me. But I expected the Ice Punch coverage for my Hydreigon, this thing. And also the Hydreigon to hit all 3 of them relatively well. We get a critical hit, that's pretty big. That was a big hit from for our end. I could keep this thing around still for Quagsire, so I'm thinking that do I let now the... I could let my Credent go down. Because this thing can come in on Quagsire, set up a spike for me. So I think I'll let go the Credent here. Cross rate I can keep a little bit longer. As he does go for the Ice Punch again. That is not doing a whole lot to us. Off the chance he gives me a turn to rest, I will use that opportunity. He does go for the Thunder Punch, which is probably gonna kill me. Yep, it does manage to kill my Credent. But this means I can go into my Victini and claim a kill. Yeah, I can freely click V-Crate here. I don't expect anything else to really to be done. He can go into the Quagsire, but then I crash not the crap out of it. I'm keeping it, like, the fact that if it wants to try to pivot around the crash nuts through my Victini, even after this V-Crate, would have meant that he keeps it very low. But now I'm able to get rid of the Electivire with the V-Crate through with the Victini. Beautiful animation, you love to see it. And then the Electivire does go down here. Now he has the options to utilize either PC or MAMOSWINE to revenge kill me. Tornadoes potentially maybe if he wants to use that as well. But ideally I would love to see MAMOSWINE coming in. Because then I can utilize Barbarical to set up and sweep from here. Because the Quagsire should be low enough, I think, for my Barbarical. I'm gonna double check it. Yeah, I would do like 77% to it. But he does go into the Taunt. Which means that I'll just go into my Metacross. I don't need... Or do I use Metacross for this? I think I want to keep the Metacross around just in case. So what I could do is that I sack my Rose Raid here. When I get my Metacross or Coco, for example, in for free. Just sack the Rose Raid, let him have that thing and not let Metacross to get too much chipped here. He does go for the U-turn, okay. This is fine by me. They shouldn't let the Quagsire get himself healthy again. If he goes into PC, I'll let this thing go down. If he goes into MAMOSWINE, that would be the perfect case scenario, to be honest. I would love to see that MAMOSWINE to come in on me. There it is. There it is. There is my ticket, hopefully to the success, as long as this is not non-choiced. He does go for the Ice Shot. Let's see, do I see a Life Orb on it or not? This is the key. He's Life Orb on it. Okay. So does a Life Orb MAMOSWINE with Superpower kill my Barbarical? Because otherwise my only other setup opportunity would be Porygon C now looking at it. Okay. So I could go into my Coco. Because I can Crash Nut here for free. I could go also into my Victini here. Let's use Coco for this. I won't set up on this because there's still a chance he has Superpower on it. What I think I end up doing actually is that I'm gonna U-turn on this. Because he's gonna see my Air Balloon. Let me see how much I do with the... Because he could actually stay in here and lift the hit. Crash Nut would do 88% to it. So there's a small chance he can live this hit. So I could go with a U-turn here, go into my Victini, and Victini could finish this thing off. I think I would rather do that. Nah, I think I'm okay Crash Nutting here. Let's just stay in. He does go for the Ice Shot. He just wants to get his damage on this. And that should mean that it should die to the Crash Nut instead. Okay, so the MAMOSWINE is dead. So now my setup fodder is potentially the PC if I have to. Or even the Quagsire, funnily enough. But this could be turned into a scenario that Barbarico doesn't have to actually end up winning it for me. Because now this Coco is a good spot to do it for me. GLaDOS. Okay, it looks to be the PC that it's the choice scaffer here. That is his choice scaffer of choice. I'll use my Metacross as a swapping. Let's see if he makes the call and goes for a Dark Pulse or whatever. Like, this is my potential setup opportunity, but at the same time I shouldn't really rush and worry too much about. Well, I guess depending on how much damage he does to my... Okay, he's Nasty Plot on it. Okay, he's Nasty Plot with it. Okay, now I have to just start attacking this with Meteor Mass. Nasty Plot Porygon C. He does go for the Shadow Ball. I should leave this because I'm Assault Vest. As we go for the Meteor Mash. We do good damage to it and we do get the attack boost, which is nice. I want to say that I won't want to go for the Bullet Punch actually here, because there's a chance he's a Salakberry on this. Which means that I would rather go into my Victini afterwards and finish this thing off. Or Coco, to be frank. So I'm gonna Earthquake just in case if it's a Salakberry. I won't Bullet Punch it. Because if it was a Salakberry, I could have lost to this thing right here and now. So I'll let him have this. It may be a differential loss in a way, but I think this is the better way to go about it. And now I can go into my Coco and Thunderbolt it. The Quagsire should not be able to beat me any longer. As long as my Victini is relatively healthy, it can beat the Tornadoes regardless of the fact that if he has a Wacomberry or not. That's the only other thing I'm seeing, that Wacomberry Tornadoes could still mess me up. But I'm pretty sure that this Thunderbolt should kill me. We are still in the terrain. He does stay in, I'm pretty sure this should kill. And it does kill the Porygon C, alright. And the electric terrain does go off. He does go into the Tornadoes. I will actually hard swap into my Barbarical just to make sure if this is weirdly Scarf. And I don't... Like, I wanna get my Victini in for free. Coco and Victini beats the last two. But off the chance this thing doesn't have like Taunt, Focus Blast, Crash Knot, Barbarical can set up here and just claim the Tornadoes, and Quagsire should die to the Crash Knot as well. But I wanna make sure that I reset the terrain, and therefore my Coco and Victini finishes this Tornadoes off. This Tornadoes is the main thing that is stopping me anymore. The Quagsire should not stop me anymore. As I'm Air Balloon with this. He does go for the U-turn, but that's fine actually. Because if he goes into the Quagsire, I'll just Crash Knot it, then I should be able to kill it. Unless it's very specially defensive, but even then I keep Crash Knotting it. So here comes the Quagsire. We Crash Knot it. This should do a lot if not taking it out. If it's visually defensive, I think I kill it. There we go. There we go, Barbarical. You get to come in and claim a kill regardless of setup. God damn it, this Barbarico, I've been loving using this thing in the first 2 weeks. Unfortunately, this time around I didn't really get to position it, because I'm surprised that he brought life for MAMOSWINE. I was very convinced he would be I could go for the Cell Smash if it's Scarf. There's not one move he can really lock himself into. He goes for the Hurricane. You should take it just fine. We get confused. Come on, Barbarico. Come on, Barbarico. I know you got this. I know you got this, buddy. There we go. Don't hit yourself, buddy. Don't hit yourself, buddy. Come on. I believe in ya. I believe in ya. We saw how you did last week so proudly and claim half of the team while you were burned. Surely you can kill this Tornadoes while you're confused as well. You're used to this, Barbarico. Like, the week one was much more painful. He was Choice Carve with this. Oh my goodness, Choice Carve Tornadoes. And we hit ourselves. Oh my goodness. Come on, Barbarico. Bring it back. You could miss one of those. Thank you. Yes, and we snap out. Come on, Barbarico. Just kill it. Please kill it, and we get our 3-0 win out of here. And we do, and we managed to beat AutoMatthic. 3-0 fashion. Not exactly how I vision it, but I'm glad that I had my multiple ways of kind of like playing out this battle in itself. So it wasn't similar to week 1. I always had the Barbarico like first end goal of winning with it, but as I wasn't too sure that if MAMOSWINE had superpower or not, I had to kind of hold myself into not going with it. And once I saw that the Porygon C, MAMOSWINE, for example, weren't Choice Scarf, so I had a funny feeling Tornadoes could be Scarf in itself too. So I had to kind of preserve my mons properly in order for him not getting the opportunity to sweep from there, because he essentially needed to land those Hurricanes, and I don't think Victini was in a range to die into Hurricane. It definitely wasn't if it's Scarf by Tornadoes, there's no way. And the Tapu Koko the same thing. So like, unless he started to get those confusions off and the rest of my team kept hitting itself, that was his only way of winning it. But like, there's not really too much I could do about that, even if I try to get my Barbarico sweeping earlier wise, because he would be able to outpace it. But that's gonna be the week 2 battle. We move on with 2-0 and a +5 differential, which is pretty neat. And then now we go up against week 3 Irish Emerald, which I'm excited for. We get to play him yet again in week 3, just like last season. So let's hopefully it's gonna go good for us, and we can continue this winning streak that we are starting to build now from first 2 weeks. But we have to wait and see. Irish Emerald has a scary team, and it's not gonna be easy for sure. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.